All right, so let's go ahead and begin the Kali Linux installation. So visit kali.org, and once you get to this screen, go ahead and click on the download button. Okay, and from here, click on virtual machines. All right, from the file menu, click installer. Okay, from the installer images section, scroll down and click on the installer 64-bit option, and this will begin the download. And here you can see your ISO file will download into your downloads folder. So that's where you can find it when we'll go back and retrieve it later. Now we will begin by going up top and clicking on the new button, the blue circle button up top. Okay, and then you will name your virtual machine Kali Linux. And I just added 2024 myself, but you can leave it as Kali Linux if you'd like. For the folder selection, for the drop down, you'll want to select the folder where you will be storing your virtual machines. Okay, and for the folder selection, this is where you'll be selecting the folder where where you will store your virtual machines, and you may just want to keep it as is. Leave the ISO image, and under type, leave that as Linux, or select Linux if not already selected. For the version, select the Debian 64-bit, click Next. Okay, so move your base memory to 4096 megabytes. And increase the number of processors to the number 2. So make sure your options look as they do on the screen. Okay, so you can either allocate your disk size at 20 gigabytes, depending on how much processing power that you have on your computer, or you can increase it to 53 gigabytes. And then click Next. And from here, you can view your virtual machine summary and finish. And now we can see that the Kali Linux machine has been successfully installed. Next, we will be continuing and configuring the virtual machine. Make sure that your Kali Linux virtual machine is selected, then click on Settings. Now from here, select Advanced. And drop down the shared clipboard to select Bidirectional. And this will allow you to use the clipboard between your PC and this virtual machine. Okay, next select Display and change the video memory to 128 megabytes. Under Graphics Controller, select VMS VGA. Okay, check Extended Features, and this will enable the 3D acceleration for your viewing of Kali Linux. Okay, next on the sidebar, select Storage. And under the IDE controller, select Empty. Now go over to the folder where your Kali Linux ISO file is located. Um, okay, now go over to the location where your ISO file is located. Choose a disk file. Okay, mine is in Downloads. There it is. I'll select it and click Open. Next, we'll go over to the Network section. This will allow Kali Linux to communicate with the other virtual machines that you may be setting up later. Under the Adapter 1 tab, enable Network Adapter. For Attached To, you'll want to drop down and select Bridge Adapter. And the option should automatically appear for whatever system you're using. It may be different than what you see on the screen. My option is Realtek. Okay, Cyber Learning Lab students, now things are finally about to get exciting. From the VirtualBox Manager, click Start to begin your virtual machine.
Select a language. Choose the language to be used for the installation process. The selected language will also be
Select the language. Select 20 for English. Enter to continue. Hit Enter. Next, select your location. The default is 16 for the United States, and then hit enter. To configure the keyboard for American English, enter the number 1 and press enter. Okay, and we'll continue. We can see that the installation is continuing. Okay, at this point, you're being asked to create a host name. The default is Kali, or you can choose your own. Whatever name, it's almost like a username. So go ahead and enter that and then type enter. Now you'll go ahead and enter a domain name of your choosing and then type enter. Okay, next you'll enter a full name for the new user. So they're asking you for your real name. You can enter your real name if you choose. Okay, so now you will be asked to create a username for your Kali Linux account. Next, choose a password that you're going to remember and then hit enter. Go ahead and re-enter your password. Now select a time zone of your choice. Hit enter. Now for the partitioning method, we'll use guided use entire disk. So enter the number 1 and hit enter. Enter the number 1 and hit enter. We'll do an all-in-one partition, so enter the number 1 and hit enter. We'll complete the partitioning of the disks for the virtual machine by entering the number 12 and hitting enter. Type in the number 1 for yes and hit enter. So you will be entering it as one space, two space, five space, six space, seven, and then hit enter. As you can see on the screen. Now, give the desktop installation some time because it could take up to 30 minutes or so to complete installing. From here, select the number or enter the number 1 for yes, and then hit the enter button. For your bootloader installation, enter the number 2 for the DEV SDA virtual drive, and then hit enter. From here, go ahead and press enter to continue. All right, so now we're at the login screen. Go ahead and enter your username and password, and then click login. And there you go. You've successfully installed and have accessed Kali Linux. Give yourself a round of applause. Now you can make this bigger and change the screen size by clicking the box in the top right hand of a corner. All right, so we're in. You can go ahead and take a look around for yourself, but next we'll need to add some more functionality to the Kali Linux VirtualBox platform. So enjoy. Next, we will be updating the Kali Linux system. So after you've opened up the command terminal, you'll go ahead and type in this command, sudo space apt space update space ampersand ampersand space sudo space apt space upgrade space negative symbol and Y, the letter Y, and hit enter, as you can see on the screen. Now enter your password for Kali. What we're going to do next is add more functionality to our Kali Linux virtual machine. So open a new command terminal window. Okay. And from here, you'll be entering a command. Okay, we are going to install kernel headers, and so the command that you want to enter is sudo, that's sudo space apt dash get space install space linux dash headers. Okay, dash the money symbol. Okay, you can type it out as you see it. Parentheses, U name, space, dash R, close parentheses, and hit enter. Now enter your password. Okay, there we go. Now go to the menu bar, select devices, select insert guest edition CD image. Okay, now open the file folder uh, so we can take a look at VirtualBox. Now click on the file folder, find where it says VBox on the bottom left, click on it. Now select, using your mouse, hover over all of the files. And you can right click to copy. Now on the left sidebar, go over to Documents. Click on it. Click in the space in the Documents folder and right click Paste. Okay, and there you go. You can exit that. Now open a terminal. Now back to the command line, and we'll enter another command, and that is CD space documents. Hit enter. Okay, from the file terminal, type CD space documents. Make sure documents, the word documents is in capital letters. Hit enter. Now type ls space asterisk run and hit enter. This is going to enable the extra features that VirtualBox has to offer. Okay, next, if you can, go ahead and select that VBox Linux Editions.run file and copy it, because we'll be adding it to the next line of configuration. Okay. So in the next line, type sudo space chmod space 777 space the VBox Linux edition .run file, and then hit enter. Now enter your password. Okay, now next we're going to be executing the package that we just configured by typing this command, that is sudo space dot forward slash VBox Linux editions dot run, and then hit enter. Do you wish to continue? Type yes and hit enter. Okay, now let's type the word sudo and hit enter, and this will reboot Kali Linux for us so that all of our changes can be saved. Now, in order to restart Kali Linux, we'll go back to VirtualBox and select the virtual machine, and then click on Start to power it back up. Now you can enter your username and password again. And there you go. Kali Linux has been successfully installed and configured. And you can go ahead and look around and get comfortable with it because for cybersecurity, especially ethical hacking, but there's just so much you can do with Kali Linux. And we'll move forward with different projects to give you experience in it. Um, so enjoy. Just something extra if you ever want to check the release or version of Kali Linux that you have, go to the command terminal and type cat space forward slash etc forward slash os dash release and then hit enter. And there you go. Okay, something else. Now, if you're ever stuck in a screen and you can't move your mouse, if you look on the bottom right where it says right control, on your keyboard, if you hit the right control button and the down arrow, that will give you access to use your mouse within the Kali Linux terminal. And as you can see here, it says the virtual machine window will now be switched to full screen mode. If you switch it, that takes away that gray box up top, so it's just the Kali Linux on your screen. And then to remove it, you click host. So just some different functionalities in case you get stuck that can help you out. But happy learning. Okay, so now we'll just take a look around, a quick look around Kali Linux, just at the file menus up top. So if you click on files, you have the options of setting your preferences, resetting warnings, and closing the VirtualBox. The machine itself, you can change the settings, take snapshots of what you're working on, pause it, reset it, access the file manager. And under the view option, you can choose to see this machine in full screen mode, adjust the window size and things like that. Input is for your keyboard and your mouse functionality. And devices are going to include your network, webcams, and optical drives that are within your virtual machine if you need to make any changes. And then we'll go over to help. Now, if you're stuck or if you want to access more functionality for VirtualBox, you can look through here. I suggest you do about VirtualBox. The VirtualBox forums has great information, so you can just educate yourself and utilize Kali Linux to the best of your ability. All right.